Hello, hello. It has been a while.
Hi, how
Hello,
are
good
you
to
doing?
see
Well, I
you.
know how you're doing. It's great to see you too.
Yes,
I'm glad I get a chance to talk with you today.
yeah, to us too. Thank you.
Well, first of all, I'd like to know how your book is coming along.
Oh, it is the most exciting thing. The most exciting thing. We are even taking more photos for it, and Rachel thinks that we are done with the inside. She thinks that we just need to
Really?
make it lay out. She said, "It lay out."
Wow. All right. Well,
Thank you
so
for
I think,
asking.
oh, you're welcome. And I think that the best way to create, the best mood to create from is one of enjoyment and discovery.
Yes.
My opinion. And I wonder if you have any advice for aspiring writers on technique or just process of creation.
Well, it is how we would advise that you approach your whole life. Your whole life to us is of creation. You are
Mm.
creators here. So it is what would be most exciting for me to do today? Where is a juicy place I have been wanting to go? What is calling to me? That is so vital, right? That is life giving. That is what you want.
Very good. So that was the way of writing for you, was just what's exciting here? What's the next exciting changing, advancement? All right.
Yes, and what do I really want to share with people? What would I really love to talk about with you? Yes.
Hmm. I don't think you know anything about human psychologists. Maybe you do, maybe you can access that via Rachel, but there's a guy named Carl Jung, and his last book was The Myth of Flying Saucers, a Modern Myth. He left it open at the end, but he seemed to talk about projection, and he didn't quite say it's not true, but he said there's some kind of process here where we're projecting this. My question is, I became very excited about the recent UAP verification by one of the human military top-notch agencies, the Pentagon, and thinking about Jung's idea of creation, imagination, projection. What do you think those shapes were on the radar that the Navy witnessed or their instruments picked up recently that were verified? If you happen to know, you may not.
Well, there is so much going on around you that you do not see. So it is funny to me that there is such talk over this one phenomena because you are surrounded, completely surrounded by things you cannot see or things you mischaracterize. So
Hmm.
as a whole, humans are very limited in what they perceive. It is like you are all walking around with blindfolds on and just having a very small little peep out of them, and that is your whole life. Rachel
Hmm.
is recalling an image right now, maybe of what she learned about in psychology class, where there is a picture of a people in a cave with bars on it, and they think that is normal. But then right on top of that is a picture of people outside walking around, right? If you do not know what is available to you, you do not miss it, right?
Right.
So the key that I would wish to share, and which doesn't really answer your question, is that if you could imagine the non-physical being present in your physical world, you would unlock 99% more perception
Sure.
because your scientists are calculating where life can be based on your physical lives, not taking into account non-physical life.
Ah.
So if you were to open that up, you would, right, there would be no question that of course life abounds. It does not need water and air to live. So your images in the sky, they are of many, many, many things far beyond what I could communicate to you, some of which are ships that aliens are currently habitating in, some of which you could not even imagine what I would even say to you. So let us leave it at that. But there is so much more to know and to perceive in your lifetime, and you will get there if you wish to.
Very good. Thank you.
Yes.
So I had an old friend come to town recently, someone whose opinion I've always respected, not a metaphysician, not a spiritual person, just a musician, a songwriter. And I decided to ask him, would you say that relaxing is the best thing to do when you're confronted with any kind of upset? And he said, definitely, because you don't know what's going to happen next, so why worry about it where you are? And I thought, wow, that's interesting. Is the common, and I know this is not universal, but the common inability to know the future among humans, is that related in some way to the ability? I guess it's the same thing as intuition and alignment as opposed to strategizing.
Here,
Does
we have an
intuition
answer for
and
you.
alignment, does that process remove us from the typical order of events, in the sense that the typical order of events would lead to a downfall? If you were to expect and plan against a downfall, it would lead to a flaw or a detriment.
You have lost
And
us. You have lost us. But,
I know, I'm
but we
sorry.
will say, wait a minute. We have an answer for you.
Okay.
It is the best thing to do to relax because you do not know the future, so why bother worrying? That is the same as I know that everything is working out for me, so why am I going to stress out? So
Very good.
faith in the good outcome is the same as what your friend said to you. He just said it in a different way.
I have this unfortunate habit of answering my own questions, and I apologize.
That is okay.
This one is pretty clear cut. It's obvious that we have to act to make an interpersonal connection in the outside world to connect with another person. Is it the same thing connecting inwardly, and does that have to do with interdimensional connection or travel?
Well, we do not think that you
I
need
mean,
to
is participation required to make that internal connection?
Well, there is no participation required for either one. You have met someone or seen their picture and felt a connection, right?
Yes.
Before action. So yes, it does not take any outward movement or talking to feel and have a connection. So inwardly the connection exists. Your vibration connects you with whatever is like it.
Okay.
And you are
All
like
right.
yourself. Unless you
So it
are,
is an automatic process.
yes,
I'm sorry, and not a volitional one at all.
unless you are working against it, and then you might feel the absence of it, but it is your doing of rebellion.
Ah, all right. Well, my friend, that's all the prepared inquiries I've got for you today. But I sure have appreciated spending time with you, and I appreciate your sharing your freedom with me.
Yes, well, those were wonderful questions. We very much enjoyed speaking on them, so thank you for asking.
You're very welcome.
Yes, you are welcome
Um,
back anytime.
all right. Well, have a great rest of your
Oh,
existence.
wait.
Yeah.
We are excited about your book. You asked about our book, but what about yours? How is that?
Well, I've written a book about Rachel that I think is great. I've been changing it in small ways ever since sending her the template. And it's much better now than it was, but there's been no alteration of the plot. It's just been nicened up and tightened and made more pointed in its delivery. And thank you for asking.
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for the questions. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye for now.